Hello, my name is Mike. Welcome to Devlog02. Let's go over the changes. Starting off with player movement. The camera now lags behind you when you're moving around. You're able to rotate the camera. You're able to zoom in and zoom out. Next thing is I improved the randomly generated map. It now properly spawns in mountains here and there, spreads out this neutral city so you can capture in the middle. Also made it where blue team and red team have their own HQ now, and a city and factory spawns right next to them. Improved how the rivers spawn. It's now random. It can go across the map. It can stop halfway, create a lake. Next thing was the UI. I added it from what was designed from last week. Currently don't have that many sprites, so to show the images when you're selecting properties, but the one sprite I did add was the infantry. It's my first ever sprite, so learning this took me a day pretty much, so I could figure out what kind of style I wanted. Got it animated, ported it into Unreal, and you can now see it whenever you go to the deploy screen. You can also now deploy your troop. Clicking on the purchase button will spawn them on the hex grid that you're currently selected, and if you move your camera, they will always face towards you. This goes for whichever player is currently active, so if you end your turn, all the sprites will start facing the camera of the active player. The other thing I added was moving. You can move the deployed troops you put out. Moving out the troop will do its logic, subtracting how many movements you have left, and then place it down. I still have to add confirm, like if you want to place it earlier than later. Something that showed up while I was setting up the moving across your hex platforms, I was using data assets. Data assets are globally saved, so any changes you do to one would affect the others. Start to show when I started moving the units from one grid to another, it would take into account previous move count of a different unit on the field. So I have to kind of replace that modular piece that I added to these blueprints and replace it with a different system. Instead of using data assets, I'll convert them into blueprint actors. This way I spawn them in and they'll have their own values saved per unit spawned on the grid. Hopefully I'll have this done by next week and I can show off the working movement. I also added a out of bounds screen, so if you were to go out of bounds, you would get a timer countdown. If you don't make it back in time before the countdown hits 0, it would just teleport you back to the last hex grid you were on. The last thing is you can end turn. The other player can start his turn, deploy his troops, move his troops, set up his strategies. Same thing that the blue team could do. This took a while because I had to set it up so it replicates properly for both clients at the same time. It was all pretty much new to me because I'd never done multiplayer. It's my first multiplayer game. Other than that, I designed some other sprites for property, like the cities, HQ, and factory, and for the plain, forest, mountain, and river. I did also design one more unit, which was the anti-air. Again, this was just so I could figure out my style. I don't think I will be making more at the moment, just because I just needed one, so I could have a visual understanding how it would look like on the grid. Hopefully next week I'll have way more to show. This week is pretty much just trying to get multiplayer to work, and that's it. It's a quick video. It was a new type of way of doing it. I wanted to shorten it. I didn't think it needed to be super long to explain what I did in a week. And it helps me edit the video faster so I can continue working on the game. I hope you enjoyed this devlog. Hope to see you next week. Bye.